Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to this, your April 1st through April 15th reading and predictions. I have a little favor to ask before we move on. If you wouldn't mind watching this video all the way until the end, there are two reasons for this. First of all, we all walk through life asking questions. Should I stay? Should I go? Should I take that new job? Shouldn't I take that job? We all have lots of questions that require yes, no answers. So at the very end of this video, I will be pulling cards from a deck that exclusively answer your yes, no questions. Stay tuned for that. But also, if you wouldn't mind letting the video play through all the way until the end, because after 2 years of making these videos, I am not yet monetized. I still require a number of watch hours. I'm just looking at the balance. I still require a number of watch hours. So if you wouldn't mind letting the video play all the way through to the end, it would be greatly appreciated to help me out. Now, Sagittarius, the last video that I did for you covering the time frame March 15th through March 31st, you had the coveting card come out. You had the Fool come up more than once, indicating that you were going to be moving into this new cycle, which is super exciting. You're leveling up. And you had the Hierophant and the Fool to close out your reading. How many of you who watched the video for March 15th through March 31st have actually started the Hierophant work? It's interesting that Hierophant work came up for you, given that we've just come through the energy of the spring equinox, a lunar eclipse. We are moving into a solar eclipse. There is also a comet that's going to go ripping past our planet. There are all of these energies right now that are waking us up. They are stirring us up. They are causing us to look at our lives, our belief systems, and our reality in a very different way. And it seems, Sagittarius, that you're not being left behind in the dust on this, and you are part of this, what's being called a great awakening. So welcome to the club. Here we are. Is it a little bit uncomfortable and a little bit achy as well? Yeah, it's moving many of us outside of our traditional comfort zones, and that's okay. Although it is a little uncomfortable for some. Let's get started. Let's pull some cards. Where are we going first? I'm getting called to two different decks over here. Where are we going? Yeah, this one. All right. So, Sagittarius, where are you at now? All right. The deck is kicking out way more cards than what I will be reading for one section of this. So let's collect up these cards that it did kick out, and we're going to mix up this smaller portion of the deck. All right. All right, we need one or two cards to help us understand where Sagittarius is at the moment. There's one card. Go through this and two cards. That sounds good. That's what we asked for, one or two cards. We have the Eight of Wands and we have the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles. That would be the coveting card. That would be the card of take a look at your budget and your relationship to the material world. You had this card last time, Sagittarius, and you also have the Eight of Wands. We'll get to the Eight of Wands in just a moment, but this card coming up in where you are at now, given that you had this card come up last month as well for your reading near the end of March, is an indication that you are still in this energy of looking over the fence and possibly craving and yearning for what someone else has rather than creating your own reality, rather than creating your own dreams. So watch for that. Four of Pentacles may also indicate needing to take a good hard look at your budget. Perhaps it's not balanced at this time, and we know that most people's budgets are not balanced at this time given the current state of economy worldwide. It's not just happening in one part of the world. So it's not surprising, really, Sagittarius, to see this card come up. But one of the things that can help us to rebalance our budget is to explore deeply our relationship to the material world. Are there things that we are spending our money on that are wants rather than needs? And it- I have to do this, I have to say this, I have to do my disclaimer. I am not a certified financial advisor. I am not allowed to give you formal financial advice. The advice that I am giving you during this reading, and especially specifically related to this Four of Pentacles, is common sense financial advice. Balance your budget. Take a good hard look at your wants versus your needs. Determine what is a want versus what is a need, and make sure that you are not coveting what other people have. Make sure you're not looking over the fence, craving and yearning for what someone else has, because in so doing, what you are actually doing is diminishing your own energy. For those of you that didn't see my video last month, or for those of you that did see my video last month, you're already familiar with these concepts, that if you're craving and yearning for what someone else has, what you're actually putting out into the universe is, I don't have that, so give me more of what I don't have, right? When you are in that state of want and yearning and gimme, please, and I don't have, the universe sends you more of what you don't have. I know, kind of mixed up, but it's true. You also have the Eight of Wands and where you are at now. And the Eight of Wands is a card indicating that there's a whole bunch of magic beginning to come together in the universe that's going to create a spark of creativity, a spark of action, a spark that wills you to make the shifts that you need to make at this time in order to complete this leveling up that you've had going on. Okay, you'll notice here there are eight wands and they are all gathering together. So there is also a sense of community with this card, a sense of coming together of like-minded people. So keep that in mind, Sagittarius. Let's move into what you are focusing on, where you are putting your energy, your thoughts. What are you doing with your thoughts, your energies? Focus for the first half of April. There's a card. It looked like it was going to come out, but then it didn't actually flip out. All right. So we do have, a couple cards that have come out. And that card did flip out in the end. Okay. All right. We have the Queen of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. Ooh, a lot of divine feminine energy coming out here, Sagittarius. Okay. And we also have the Nine of Swords. Wow. You have a lot of swords. You got a lot of swords going on here. All right. Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Nine of Swords, and the Ace of Swords. What is this telling me? Queen of Pentacles is the richest queen in the deck. Queen of Swords is the least emotional one, and she comes from a place of mind or intellect. These two queens together are encouraging you to tap into the divine feminine, obviously, both being queens. And these are cards of what you are focusing on. Okay. Focusing on creating more abundance in your life with the Queen of Pentacles, more money. Sorry about the reflection here. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to hold these two cards together and turn that off for just a moment so that you can see clearly the pictures or the images on the cards. There we go. Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords so that you can get an idea of what the images are. So like I said, Queen of Pentacles is the queen who is the richest queen in the deck. How did she become the richest queen in the deck? Well, when she comes out, we have to look at the cards that are surrounding her. And this means that she was using her intellect, being the Queen of Swords here. The Queen of Pentacles is also the queen who is generous. She knows that she has the capacity and the ability to earn more and more and more and create more abundance in her life. So she is also generous, which creates more abundance in her life. It is that give and take, that cycle of karma, that the more you give, the more comes into you. The more you take, the less comes into you. And that's kind of that concept that I was talking about here with this Four of Pentacles as well. Okay. The Queen of Swords, like I already mentioned, is the intellectual queen. She is the one that comes from a place of mind, not from a place of heart when it comes time to be making decisions. So it does look as though you are looking for ideas and ways to manifest more abundance in your life, and you're doing so from a place of mind. That is this financial talk, this financial upheaval that's happening in your life is also moving you into this Nine of Swords energy. Nine of Swords is the card of catastrophism. It's the card of lying awake in bed at night and worrying. And as I already mentioned, Sagittarius, what we think about, we manifest. Our thoughts become our reality. So if you're thinking about, oh my God, I don't have, oh my God, I need, what are you actually doing? You're creating more lack. That concept came up last month for you. It's come up again with this Four of Pentacles, and now it is being reinforced by having the Nine of Swords come up pretty much next to the Queen of Pentacles. Part of the reason that you may be experiencing this lack of balanced budget, Sagittarius, is because you're thinking about lack instead of thinking about abundance. Now, the I get the duality of this. I get the contradiction of this. When you are sitting there in a state of lack, to turn around and go, I feel rich, it seems ridiculous. And yet, it doesn't matter which spiritual guru you consult, it doesn't matter which law of attraction coach you consult. They are going to tell you the same thing. If you are concentrating on lack, if you are saying, oh my God, universe, please don't bring me any more bills. I can't handle any more bills. The only thing that the universe hears is send her or him more bills. The universe doesn't hear negatives. This is one of the biggest lessons. The universe does not hear negatives. So if you say, do not send me any more bills, the universe hears, do send me more bills. It's unfortunate. If you're looking across the street going, oh my gosh, look at that big house. I wish I lived in that big house. My neighbors have such a nice big house. What are you actually doing? You're saying, my house sucks. That's what the universe hears. When you're craving what someone else wants, you are diminishing your own energies. It's a cycle. But that brings me to the last card in what you are focusing on, and that is the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is about manifesting new beginnings. It's about beginning something new. It is about triumph over hardships. And there, let me just do that so that you can see the Ace of Swords. It is about manifesting the life that you want from a place of intellect. So again, we have two queens asking you to tap into the divine feminine, which is about compassion and empathy and coming from a place of the heart. And then you have all of these swords, Queen of Swords, Ace of Swords, and Nine of Swords coming up, saying, come from a place of mind. What is that telling me, Capricorn? It's telling me that as you move through the beginning of April, what you need to be doing is balancing your emotions with what your intellect is telling you. Let's move into your difficult influences and challenges. Difficult influences and challenges for Sagittarius. Sagittarius. And that one's on the floor. All right. Oh, I can't reach it without unfurling my legs. I like to sit cross-legged. Okay. Seven of Swords is coming up in your difficult influences. Yet another sword. Yeah, you got a lot of swords going on here, Sagittarius. All right, Seven of Swords is the card of politics. It is the card of deceit. It is the card of deception. It is the card of a wolf wearing sheep's clothing. It is the snake oil salesman. In other words, someone somewhere in your midst is not being as open, honest, and forthcoming as you would expect them to be. And that's coming up in your difficult influences. So watch out for snake oil salesmen right now, Sagittarius. Then the other card that you have in your difficult influences is the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles is represented on this card as the moment to moment card. This is the card of you need to make a decision and take one step ahead. You need to make another decision and take another step ahead. What's preventing you from doing so? Two things. One, instead of being able to see this as take one step forward, make a decision, make a decision, take one step forward, make a decision, take one step forward. You're looking at the way far in the future. Sagittarius, you're way in the future. You have to back it up a little bit. Come back to where you are. Be in the present moment. This card is about being in the present moment, making a decision, and moving forward. Being in the present moment, making a decision, moving forward. Okay. Yes, by all means, when we are working with trying to manifest something, trying to get out of this financial lack that is coming up in your readings, when we're trying to get out of that, we want to look at the end goal. We want to see that big, beautiful house that we're working towards manifesting. And there's nothing wrong with that. But once you have done your meditation and you have visualized and you can see yourself and feel yourself living in that house, you have to come back to the present moment and you have to take those steps. You have to go across those stepping stones to actually achieve what you're manifesting in your meditations. Oh, Sagittarius, this really is turning into a counseling session. For those of you that don't know, I am actually a counselor as well. But this is turning into a counseling session on how to work with the law of attraction and manifest. And yeah. All right, let's move into your unexpected. And now the fairies have been being naughty with my videos today and have been kicking out just tons and tons of cards here. We'll see whether they're going to behave. I want to point out as well, you had the Queen of Swords in your focus. Queen of Swords, another meaning of the Queen of Swords is that it is time for you to walk away from something. It's time for you to get out of something. And I do want to say that what I'm picking up is that there's a card in here that is, there we go, upside down. What I want to say is that with the Queen of Swords, I feel like what you need to walk away from or really really explore in a deep way. There's five cards here for your unexpected is I really feel like you need to explore your relationship to the material world. This Four of Pentacles with the very first card that came out for you. Um, and there is definitely something you need to walk away from with that Queen of Swords too. And I don't know why that's coming up now. You need to do it from an intellectual place. You can't allow emotion to get involved with what you need to walk away from. Oh my. Oh geez. Oh no. I didn't even look at these cards because they all came out face down. In your unexpected, you have the Ace of Pentacles. This is your second ace of the reading. You have the Ace of Swords over here. You have the Ace of Pentacles over here, also known as the Ace of Autumn. This is about new beginnings with regards to money and finances. So definitely we are on the right track with regards to this reading. This is about your money and finances, a happy change in careers. You have the strength card. Strength card, of course, is reminding you that you're stronger than you think you are. You may be going through tough times, but you're going to get through it. You're going to come out the other side and you're going to be like glowing and beautiful. Seven of Winter corresponds to the Seven of Swords. Yes, more swords in your reading here, Sagittarius. Oh my goodness. Want to see something? How many swords do you need in a reading? You have three more swords here. Two of these three more swords correspond to cards you already have in your reading. Seven of Winter. Seven of Winter corresponds to the Seven of Swords. It is the same as this card that came up in your difficult influences. There is someone in your midst who is not being forthcoming, open, and honest, and it is making you feel like you are skating on thin ice. How do you best deal with that? You walk away. The Eight of Swords is about walking away from that which no longer serves your highest good. The Eight of Swords is also about feeling like you are being bound or trapped. It's about feeling like you're in a trapped situation. Here's the thing, when we feel like we're trapped, Sagittarius, it's usually because of the decisions and choices that we've made. I know, really tough lesson, as if this reading wasn't hard enough to begin with, but tough lesson that oftentimes the reason we find ourselves in crappy situations is because of the decisions that we've made. And the best way to get out is to walk away from that which no longer serves our highest good. And I don't believe this, but you have the Queen of Winter here. Queen of Winter, of course, corresponds to the Queen of Swords here. This is the second time in the reading. And again, I'm going to reiterate, she is about making decisions from a very intellectual place. And I'm just going to read it. Let go of people or things that no longer serve you. It is time to focus on your career. I can't say it any better than this queen just said it on this card. Psychically, what's coming up for me for a message to pass along to you, Sagittarius, is this. There is someone in your life that is holding you back from achieving the financial abundance that you are craving and yearning for. And eventually, you have to make some decisions. The Eight of Swords, about how you're going to handle this and deal with it. We're going to move into messages from the universe and then your final general overall outcome. All right, the universe just kicked out only one card here for messages from the universe, and that is appreciate your talents. Recognize how important and how special you are. I do want to pull out this card again from your unexpected, the strength card. Appreciate your talents, recognize, know how beautiful, magical, powerful you really are. And finally, final general overall outcome. We're going to go over here. Final general overall outcome. Oh, and that one's on the floor too. And it looks like I'm going to have to mix up these cards as well. Oh, jeez. And you're going to notice as well, there's a couple more cards here that did not go back into the deck. I'm going to pull those out and add them to the mess. The massive mess that the Light Seer Tarot just made all over my work surface is a little overwhelming here. How many cards did they kick out? A lot of cards. Okay. In your general overall outcome, this is not it. General overall outcome, 3 times. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's take a look. Okay. In your general overall outcome, Sagittarius, once you finally make decisions, once you realize who is the snake oil salesman in your midst, once you decide to no longer covet what others have and walk away from that which no longer serves you, you have the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is a card of contentment, but it is also a card of action. It's a card of really, really recognizing and realizing, focusing on what it is that you want and going towards it. Remember this moment to moment card? This is the moment to moment card on steroids. Knight of Swords. Again, the Knight of Swords, you'll notice the character on this card is charging towards his bike. He is running towards it and he is prepared to go into battle and fight for what he wants. Again, swords, more swords coming from a place of intellect, but definitely just charging ahead and going after what he wants. And finally, the final card of your reading is the Wheel. This card is also known as the Wheel of Fortune. Generally speaking, this is an extremely positive card in the tarot. It is about us having the ability and the capacity of free will, free choices. We make our decisions and we live with those decisions. The vast majority of time, as we spin the wheel of fortune and we make decisions for new opportunities for ourselves, the outcome is better than where we came from. Spin that wheel. Let's move into your yes, no questions. That was a really difficult reading there. There was a lot of cards that came out. All right. Pose your question, Sagittarius. I'm sure you have many at this point. All right. And your card for your yes, no question is choose a new direction. Yes. Choose a new direction. All right, Sagittarius, thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate you watching all the way until the end. If this video resonated for you, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing. And as always, if you are interested in a more in-depth, detailed reading that is specifically for you, all of my contact details are down below and I am available for private consultations. Thank you so much.